Glashan just about to get things underway, and he does exactly that. So here we go. Ford has gone into the 22 with the kickoff, and it's been taken in comfortably by Hawks as they try and exit their own territory early in the piece here. And it's up through, fed out to one of the big forwards. That looks like Stephen Leckie, the captain, with his first touch. As Gavin Cruikshanks puts boot to ball for the first time this afternoon. Kyle Brunton is back and receives that, and he fires it out to Kirkford. Kirkford's seen a wee bit of space and goes for the chip rather than the lengthy kick, and he's heading after this Ford. It's been taken to accidental trip there by Ford, so says the referee. I think a couple of Hawks players thought there might have been a wee bit more in it than that, but nothing doing. So out to the open side, Andrew Syme, his first touch of the afternoon. Hawks still in their own half here, but inching towards halfway. That strong defence there. Was a double tackle in there by Hawick. So again, Cruikshanks puts it into the Hawick half, and Lee Armstrong back in Hawick colours, of course, this season, but his kick's been charged down, and Brunton's going to have to mop this up. Now Brunton appeared to be taken high, yes, and there's been an advantage called by Gordon Glashan, and a wee bit of a let off that for Hawick, Sam, because the kick was charged down, and yeah, just a bit of a slightly late hit on Kyle Brunton as he mopped up the damage.
Yeah, a high tackle there, unfortunately, but what was a really good charge down on Lee Armstrong's kick from hand there. And as you said, Gavin Cruikshanks, he's really looking to get Glasgow Hawks that forward ball with that early kick, trying to sort of counter the presence of Kirk Ford on this field, I feel.
The first throw-in of the afternoon for Hawick hooker Russell Anderson. He starts today, and that looked a wee bit down the Hawick side, but again, the officials team are happy enough with that. So Lightfoot at the base of the ruck. Now it's Armstrong, Andrew Mitchell in fine form at the moment, and floated pass came out to Kirkford, and he's knocked it on. Unfortunately, from a Hawick perspective, Paul Cairncross in the middle of Kyle Shanahan and Marcus Goodwin. Marcus Goodwin's played a bit of Super Series rugby for Boroughmuir Bears. Kyle Shanahan, he scored for Hawks at Hawick in the opening round of games this season down at Mansfield. So scrum's been fed, and the first penalty of the afternoon is conceded by Hawick.
Nicky, you've just gone straight to me.
Yeah, and the referees said that Nicky Little was gone straight to his knee, you may have heard. So Cruikshanks right on the 10-metre line. He's maybe 12 metres in from the stand side touch line here at Balgray. Begins his run up, and he struck it pretty cleanly, but no, it's short of the posts. Taken in by Charlie Welsh, and Charlie Welsh has returned that with interest. So it'll be a Hawks line out as we await the throw, and it goes to the middle, and that's well taken in there by Andrew Syme. And so here come Hawks, another meaningful attack. They went for the wraparound though, and it's been taken in by Sutherland to Hawick, and Sutherland's put boot to ball, and there's a foot race on here, and it's going to be Lee Armstrong who's leading the charge at the moment. Armstrong's hacked it over the line, and Armstrong drops on it for the first try of the afternoon, and out of absolutely nowhere, Sam, Hawick are 5 in front.
You have to say, and I must admit, I'm a bit annoyed for the Glasgow. That was their first real attack with the ball, and they tried something really flashy. Just get it through the hands, let guys get a touch of the ball, let them take a contact, get a few phases in. These moves look great when they come off first phase of the game, but you want your boys to have the ball. You spoke there about kicking for the points. Give yourself a bit of time with the ball, but fair credit to Lee Armstrong there. He was on it, he pounced on it, and he had the legs to keep it going. So first blood to Hawick, and we'll see how it goes from there. We just spoke about Glasgow keeping the game in front of them. Now they'll have to chase it. Yeah,
it was an intricate move of first phase for the Hawks. It was dropped in the midfield, and Hawick open side Callum Rennick, as is his wont, was on it like a flash. As the Hawks cover got to him, he stuck it down the field, and out of nowhere almost, Lee Armstrong chased that down, hacked it forward, and was only too happy to flop on it. So Kirkford, the league's top marksman, adds another 2 to his tally, so 5 becomes 7 for the double champions. The first Hawick scrum of the afternoon, the Hawick front row made up of captain Sean Muir, Russell Anderson, who's come in today for Fraser Rennick. Fraser Rennick suffered a broken thumb, so he's going to have a few weeks on the sidelines, but that just about sums the Hawick squad up when you can bring a a player of Russell Anderson's quality into the hooker berth, and Ross Graham, another Super 6 hooker, comes onto the bench. It really is an embarrassment to riches as the scrum is fed by Lightfoot. Linton has got it at his feet and it's moving forward at a rate of knots here. Gordon Galashan having a look at this. He's calling on Hawick to use it, so it's done. Linton's beat the first man as he always does, and he's off up the touchline here. Linton, like he's got a man inside, and it's Callum Rennick. Now is Callum Rennick going to make it to the line? He's hurtling towards it and he's over the line, Callum Rennick, and the try has been awarded. And like the first try, out of nothing, Hawick have scored and Jay Linton take a bow. What a run up the touchline that was.
Well, take a bow, Callum Rennick, take a bow, Jay Linton, but also Nicky Little. Give away a penalty in your first scrum. That's not a bad return of effort to come back and drive it back 15-20 metres. But as you say, that was a number 8 and a 7 roaring down the touchline there. They look like a pair of backs.
They certainly did. And yeah, Jay Linton made fully 35-40 metres, and I think he had a winger in front of him. I thought he might have just put the head down and steamroller right across the top of the winger, but fair play. He sensed the support inside. Great open side play by Callum Rennick. He had a hand in the first, he scored the second. Hawick look like men on a mission here today. It's Kirkford a metre in from the touchline as he strikes it, and it's heading towards the uprights. It's right through the uprights, a touchline conversion for Kirkford. The man can do no wrong at the moment. Taken in the kick-off by Brunton, and Brunton sends it back into Hawks territory, taken in by Tian Wright, the number 8. So Hawks looking to run this through fullback James Cooper, another ex-Southern Knights man, but his chip ahead's been gathered in comfortably by Morgan Tate. Back in the green jersey this season, Andrew Mitchell, now Russell Anderson. He feeds it on to another of Hawick top performers this season who makes 5 or 6 metres. That's Connor Sutherland. Lightfoot again. Lightfoot's got Armstrong to Kirkford, maintains his composure right on halfway. Lightfoot, he feeds it out to Redpath with his first car of the afternoon, the big second row. Brunton, Nicky Little take, it's been stripped right on halfway by Andrew Syme, the number 7 for Hawks. Now Cairncross runs headlong into Dalton Redpath, who gets up slightly groggily. Now on the wee bit of dancing feet there by the Hawks winger on the far side, Torco McLeod, the ex-GHK man. So Hawks now in possession on the 10 metre line. But that's been fumbled. Wasn't the most sympathetic of passes by the standoff. Cairncross played Scotland under 16s back in the day, and he's gone to the tail that time, and it's been taken by Crumlish, and now the drive comes on by the Hawks. Cairncross comes in at the back of it. Cairncross, but he's going to leave it for his scrum half, Emery. Emery goes short to McConkey. Maybe 15 metres from the Hawick try line. And he makes no mistake as you'd expect. So 17 minutes gone. Hawks are on the board. Hawick have been uber efficient, you have to say. 2 visits to the Hawks 22, 14 points. It's 20 minutes gone here at Balgray. Hawks 3, Hawick 14, and it's going to be a Hawick scrum again right on halfway. There's been a few scrums and lineouts right in and around the middle of the paddock here as the front rows come together, and Lightfoot feeds the scrum, but it's been an old school one against the head for the Hawks here, and that's just kind of lifted them a little bit, lifted the crowd as well, as Tian Wright has a crack from the base, the number 8, and there's a penalty advantage coming for Hawks here. So Pinkerton fires it out to the winger Ryan Fleck. He comes inside, and there was a wee bit of miscommunication there. Hawick perched right on the top of the pile now after a big win last weekend and other results going their way, and they've won this scrum with the last one going against the head. So here they come. It's Brunton to Armstrong, Brunton on the wraparound, and now it's out to Kirkford, and a wee bit of space opens up here. The Hawks player comes in and palms it out with one hand, and you fancy it'll be Ryan Fleck here who's going to have 10 minutes to think about his actions as the flash of yellow comes his way. Almost arguably, you'll see it, but a clever professional foul there, because without that, Hawick could quite easily have been in again. Straightforward a yellow as you'll ever see, but they almost got a hand to the line out, and Hawick have decided not to rumble it through the forwards. It's Andrew Mitchell, the free scoring Andrew Mitchell, who uses a wee bit of footwork, comes back inside and sets up the ruckus. Now it's Lightfoot. Lightfoot with Sean Muir on the charge. He's a double tackle on Sean Muir and he's gone backwards. You don't often say that, but the penalty comes Hawick's way and it is kickable, but it's gone quickly. Lightfoot goes back to Mitchell. Mitchell sees a chink of space and Mitchell is over the line. 10 games, 10 tries, and this man is unstoppable at the moment.
He is. That takes him on to joint top try scorer in the Premiership for the start of the day, providing nobody else around the league scores today. But yeah, Andrew Mitchell, he seems to just score when he wants, really. And what a platform you've got. You know, Sean Muir, fair play to him. He didn't get the normal dominance he gets, but he still then gets the ball back quickly. And as you say, once penalties come, if guys know that it's on around them, they're all communicating across the 15-man the team. So yeah, Andrew Mitchell, he's incredibly hard to stop. He runs so powerfully.
Hawks 3, Hawick 19, make that Hawick 21 because Kirkford has made no mistake. He's on 100% so far this afternoon. Glasgow Hawks 3, Hawick 21. Hawks, of course, a man in the bin. Ryan Flatt with the professional foul. Linton's at the base, Linton to Brunton, and again they've got a bit of space here on this near side Hawick. It's Mitchell comes inside, he bounces off the first man, not for the first time in his career. Comes inside to Jay Linton and Linton's
forward on the ground.
Yeah, forward on the ground. So says the referee, and they just look like they can score every time. And they've not had that much ball, but every time they get it, they look like they can score. Hawick.
Yeah, well, you say the first time they were in the 22 of Hawks was their third try. So take from that what you will, but you can see Mitchell tried to offload it out the back. It would have been so spicy if it came off, but unfortunately it didn't. And then, you know, if you give Jay Linton open space, that normally results in one thing as well, and that's normally 5 points.
Yeah. Flatt, who's returned to the fray. Emery feeds Crumlish, the second row, not making too much by way of territory here, not making too many metres here, Glasgow Hawks, but maintaining possession. And it's been attempted the box kick, but there's been a Hawick hand it, so Charlie Welsh takes it in. Now it's Kirkford. Kirkford has a look up and sees Morgan Tate. Morgan Tate cuts back inside, bounces off the first man. Still going Tate. Hawick, Lightfoot at the base of the ruck. Lightfoot, Andrew Mitchell. Andrew Mitchell's up and over the gain line and he's got Hawks players flailing all over him, but Cairn crosses over that, illegally so, says the referee. On the man. He's remonstrating.
You're on the man, you're not on the ball. Go on the ball first.
Paul Cairn cross.
You're on the ball, you'll be rewarded, but you're on the man.
Almost Italian football style remonstration there with sort of puppy eyes looking at the referee, but Gordon Galashan having none of that. So Kirkford, kickable penalty for a man of his calibre, but Hawick hunting down the bonus point here, sensing blood. So Russell Anderson with the darts. Anderson, bit of movement in that Hawick line out, goes to Stuart Graham, and they've set up them all here. Hawick, Russell Anderson's at the tail and it's starting to move forward towards the line here. It's a good controlled drive. Lightfoot coming in now, starting to look interested, but Connor Sutherland's came round to support his hooker. Now it's with Sutherland, inching forward again. Composed stuff here by the Hawick forwards, but it's taken this time by Lightfoot. Now there's a move on and it's Mitchell with that run, as is his traditional style. Is he up and over the line? He's had a second bite at it. Yeah, double movement. So the chance goes a begging, and it looks like he's taken a sore one as well. Andrew Mitchell, he's gone to ground. He's going to try and hobble back into position, but that's the type of run that is his trademark. It's that sort of dog leg in, back out, and he was ever so close there.
Yeah, and it's a great example of making one man commit to too many decisions. You know, Kyle Brunton really targeted him, the inside centre as well as Mitchell, Lee Armstrong. They all really piled on Cruikshanks, and he had to make a decision, and Kyle Brunton is talented enough to just go, okay, you've committed to that man, I'll give it to the other man. And I don't know why you don't choose to watch Andrew Mitchell, but against the grain like that, and unfortunately he just got pinged for the double move rather than getting under the posts.
So Hawks have kicked the penalty from the shadow of their own posts to around 10 metres outside their own 22. Great throw in there by Cairn, cross to the tail of the line out, and it was taken in by Ewan Brannan, a man on his debut here for the Hawks. So there's a wee bit of space opened up in the midfield, and that space has been taken. McConkey's got a man, it's his centre partner Pinkerton. Now they're up to the Hawick 22. Good play by the centre partnership, and he's done well to maintain possession there, Pinkerton, because he had Hawick players for company. Now they come again. This time it's through Crumlish. Hawick forming the defensive line here. Now it's Leckie out the back door. Hawick players flew out the line here and it's left a bit of space. And McConkey again. McConkey's wrapped up by Stuart Graham though. Good tackle by the Hawick blindside flanker. Best passage of play here of the game so far for Glasgow Hawks. Offside advantage coming, you may have heard, for the Hawks. And there's tried to release the hands there. Stephen Leckie had Kyle Brunton had strayed offside, and they've gone from their own 22 to the Hawks 22, and that is by far and away their most promising play of the game so far. So Cairncross been pretty accurate with his throwing so far this afternoon. Goes to Leckie in the middle and it's taken in, and that's a cute line out move. Palmed on now, and now it's to Cairncross, and Cairncross is over. First try of the afternoon for Glasgow Hawks, and if it gets in the hands of Paul Cairncross, he's a squat figure. You're not going to stop him from there, and that's his 7th try in 8 games this season.
Yeah, and as you say there, lineouts are fast becoming a dance. It's looking like Strictly out there, isn't it? You have that movement at the start, you get the lineout coming towards the ball, right on the 5, up. Beautiful work by Leckie, I believe it was, that took the ball. He looks down at his 9, so he completely sold the whole thing, but he just let it go back down in front of him. It was his partner Crumlish that took it there, and he sent Cairncross straight in from that 5. Like you said, a man like Cairncross from 5 metres out, you're not stopping him. And
that was a move, a beautifully executed line-out move that was right off the training paddock. That will delight the coaching staff. Cairncross again, the try scorer, up towards the 22. Now it's Cruikshanks and it's Pinkerton. Pinkerton's got his winger out there, that's McLeod. McLeod's got a turn of pace, and he tried to chip it over Kirkford, and Kirkford got a hand to it and it's gone into touch, and the referee brings the first half to a close. It's Glasgow Hawks 8, Hawick 21. Here we go again. This time it's all good. So it's fed out there to Armstrong. Oh, Armstrong, beautiful footwork by Armstrong. And he's up and over the gain line. Sent a couple of players for a hot dog there. There Armstrong has gone backwards. The ball went to ground, but out to Kirk Ford on the far side. Ford dances one way, then the other. Pinkerton in there with the challenge. Now Sean Muir, his first carry the second half, and again he wins the contact as he so often does, and that's taken high above his head there by Kyle Brunton. It's a little offload there by Rennick to Sutherland. Now Lightfoot's at the base, back to Brunton, and Brunton's grubbered it through to the fullback Cooper, and Cooper's hooked it back over his head. Cairncross, and that's been taken again by Hawks. And they're on the rumble here, up towards the 22, and this is a strong piece of play by the West Coast men. They're up into the 22 now, and Imrie's at the base. Imrie, that's fed out to the big prop, Marcus Goodwin. Cairncross has got Imrie for support, calling for a wee bit of a high tackle there, but Cairncross again picks up and pumps the legs, and he's still going. He's scragged by the jersey. I think there's another penalty advantage coming here for Glasgow Hawks. So inside cuts McConkey. McConkey's hit hard and he drops the ball, but the referee's going to bring them back for the infringement.
Sean, come here. So the ball's broken off. There's a high tackle. There's a high tackle. Then there's immediately a high tackle again by 4. Okay. And it's just above the sternum. Okay. That's a warning now. Okay. Watch where we are. Time to speak. Time's off.
Good, clear, concise communication there from Gordon Galashan to the Hawick captain Sean Muir. The penalty's been kicked to the touchline, and it's a 5 metre line out for Glasgow Hawks, and they've been good in possession here, and this time it's gone to the captain Leckie, and he's taken it in cleanly, and it's up towards the line here. Cairncross again looking interested at the back of this, up towards the line. Cairncross flops over. The try has been awarded. We'll see who comes up with the ball, and it is a second try for Paul Cairncross.
Yeah, great try. We spoke about their line-out being their weapon that's actually worked for them this afternoon. Obviously, the flashy backs moves have just not quite come to hand, but Cairncross has been accurate with his arrows, and he's got his reward there, hasn't he? He's delivered a service for his pack all afternoon, and now he gets his second try of the afternoon.
Second try of the afternoon, 8th try of the season from 8 games, 100% strike rate for a hooker. Charlie Welsh comes out the line to try and put him off it. towards the posts, over the posts. So he's found his kicking boots.
Good kick. He must have put the wrong boots on for the first half, but he's come back out there and he's slotted that one really well.
Hawick have made a real mess of that Hawks scrum, and it's enabled Jay Linton to come up with a ball and come off the base and bump off players like an absolute wrecking ball. And Hawick now are up to the 10-metre line off the Hawks, and there's an advantage coming their way as well. So all of a sudden, Hawick back now in the ascendancy after a slow start to the second half. Sutherland hit hard by about 3 players, and one of them looked, yeah, one of them did look high, Sam, so Hawick are getting the option of penalties here. Ford, 100% accuracy this afternoon, 3 conversions from 3 attempts. By far and away at the moment the top point scorer in the Premiership, and got tries in his locker as well as kicks. As he begins the run up on this one, struck it well, heads towards the posts, over the posts, through the posts, and what a kick that is. So Cairn Cross, he's on a hat-trick, the hooker. That's a perfectly executed line out, but Nicky Little's done well to get himself in there. Oh, the arm comes out from the referee, so he was maybe just a wee bit eager, the big prop. There is advantage coming for Glasgow Hawks. And the referee here is going to have a chat with Sean Muir by the looks of things.
Never fear of a door. It's a team warning for number of penalties. Away you go. Oh. Number of penalties.
So Nicky Little is the, some might say, unlucky
Sean,
recipient of a yellow card there under the totting up process. And it's going to be the substitute Wayne Burrows to send it to the touchline, and he's done exactly that. And not only has it gone into touch, it's gone into touch 5 metres from the Hawick line, and that is a massive boot. And again, it's an accurate Hawks throw in. It's been taken, and they come round the knee. Crossing. And that is a let off for the men from Mansfield. Hawks have let them right off the hook there. Well, I think that's another Hawick substitution actually. Ross Graham, it looks like, is on for Russell Anderson as well. So first throw in, and he's gone to Dalton. No, he's gone to Sutherland actually, and it's been taken in by Sutherland. So Hawick will look to wind down this clock. It's maybe got another 8 minutes left in it as far as the yellow card is concerned, and Ross Graham is at the tail of this. Ross, he's broken off there, Graham, and that's a good carry. He's run right over the top of the Hawks scrum half. Emery, big play there, and he's won his team a penalty as well. They're playing with an advantage, and there's another high shot in there on Connor Sutherland, and will we see another yellow card? Yeah, he's got
high there, and he's just never made an attempt to drop. Okay, there's too many tackles, too many for that one there. Warning.
That's consistent refereeing. Yeah, Sam, you have to say he gave the exact same warning to Hawick, 10 minutes ago, and a couple of high hits there by Hawks, and he's played it exactly the same.
I was about to say the exact same thing. It's clearly that as the players get tired, this has been a really daunting game, especially for the forwards. As that lack of discipline starts to creep in, he's been totally fair and said, I want to keep this to a high standard. We're the top flight of Scottish club rugby. We're going to make sure it stays that way. Now go have a warning with your players. Yeah,
it was almost a carbon copy of what happened earlier in the piece. 2 very quick fire high shots by the same team, and he's refereed that brilliantly, in my opinion at least. Hawick line out right in front of the coaching staff and the subs over on that far side. And again, well, thrown in there by the substitute Ross Graham. Hawick doing well here with a man in the bin, and it's moving forward the maul here as well, and it's out to Armstrong to Mitchell. Mitchell arguably hit slightly above the sternum there by Leckie, the captain, who's just had the warning. Now Sean Muir hits it up, and Hawks players coming in to tackle Muir, and it's the substitute Ben Scott, and it's Jay Linton now. Jay Linton trying to get up ahead of steam. Stuart Graham loitering with intent on the touchline, and there's another advantage coming Hawick's way. So let's see what he's going to say about this one.
9, not rolling, away you go.
And again, more highly consistent refereeing. That's great stuff by Gordon Glashan, you have to say.
Yeah, exactly that. He's noticed the accumulation of penalties, and although not rolling away is probably the first time I've heard that one call today, he's just not having it. He wants to keep this game to a high standard. So yeah, totally fair and correct decision.
Another team concession, if you like, as far as the penalties, and it's the scrum half. That's not who you want to lose either. Ross Graham taken in there by Sutherland. Now they'll try and rumble it here. Hawick, and he's broken away. Callum Rennick got a wee bit isolated, but no, it's going to come back on the Hawick side. Scott to Charlie Welsh. Charlie Welsh, the assistant on that far side, has the thumbs up. The try is awarded. Bonus point in the bag.
Bonus point, job done for Hawick now. See this one out, but what a great play there by the Hawick pack. They moved everything forward to the right here. They committed so much to it. You've watched the Glasgow Hawks team drift out, and Charlie Welsh, he's a sniper from that close range, isn't he? And what a pass. It was low, crisp, flat, exactly what Charlie Welsh wanted. He just had to fall over the line with the ball in his hands. Yeah,
it was a good finish by the youngster, Charlie Welsh. Third try of the season for him. Kirkford, arguably his trickiest of the afternoon so far. It's a touchline conversion attempt, and it makes not one bit of difference where he kicks them from, because they all seem to go over. Tom Hope's on, Fraser Wilson's on, Ronan McKean's on, so no let up for Glasgow Hawks here with the introduction of those three. Wilson's gone right into the middle of this line out as we await the throw from Ross Graham, taken in by Dalton Redpath. However, now the drive comes on. He's broken off Rennick. He's gone to ground. Scott. Armstrong's got Mitchell on the crash, and Mitchell's up towards the 5 metre line, but he's been pretty well policed by Hawks there. Out the back door by Muir to Brunton. There's an interception on here. No, but it's been maintained by Hawick, and there's advantage being played. And with his first touch of the ball, Ronan McKean's up towards the line. Sets it back, though he's held up just short. Now Sean Muir pirouettes, but he's driven back a couple of metres. But Hawick are going to keep possession in the form of a penalty. Ping for offside, and yeah, there was a Hawks player did go to intercept. I think it was James Cooper did go to intercept that, and if it gone to hand, but Hawick have taken it quickly. And Andrew Mitchell it is. He was fed by Linton, and again he's been pretty well marshalled by the Hawks defence. Sean Muir coming at 100 miles an hour, and again he's hit hard in the challenge. He goes to ground. Hawks players interested in being in over on that, but here comes Ross Graham. Ross Graham up towards the line. He's again held up just short. Scott though. Scott goes this time to Brunton. Brunton to Lee Armstrong. Man over on the far side. That man is Ronan McKean, and again the referee and his assistant work in tandem, and the try is awarded.
Yeah, and he just ran straight through. I think it was Wade Burrows there who just came on at the end, but what can you do? That almost felt inevitable, didn't it? You had Sean Muir crashing up. You've got the whole of that back row. Any one of them could have scored if they wanted to there, really. But then they just sucked that Glasgow Hawks defence in, and like you said, as simple as that. It was, Ronan McKean. He could have ran round him. He chose to run through him. Either way, it was ending up with 5 points.
Palmed in, field by the try scorer Ronan McKean, and the old school Gary Owen's been put into the Glasgow sky by Kirkford, and Charlie Welsh is in trying to steal the ball. Charlie Welsh in trying to steal the ball there. Pinkerton goes wide to McLeod for the Hawks. Well, an ankle breaking sidestep there by McLeod, and he's up and over halfway. The scrum half's back on for Hawks. Embry, and again the out the back pass doesn't really come off. It's been kicked forward by Wayne Burrows. Again, brilliant positioning by Kirkford, and it's his opposite number now. Cooper was the recipient of the kick, and he's tried to grab it forward, and somehow it's ended up in the hands of Pinkerton. Pinkerton's hunted down by Jay Linton there, and it's McLeod again, the winger, hungry for work. Emery's at the base of the ensuing ruck, and it's out now to one of the props. That looks like Goodwin, and out the back door it now comes to Yusuf Shaheen, the substitute, and that's good play by the youngster. Now it's with Tian Wright, the number 8, but he's harried and hassled and tackled by Charlie Welsh, the Hawick winger, another of the Hawick try scorers this afternoon. Hawks trying their level best here, but not able to do much with the possession that they've had in recent minutes, which has kind of been the story of their afternoon. It's Pinkerton, he'll keep going, and a double tackle on him stops him in his tracks just outside the Hawick 10 metre line. Now it's back with Tian Wright with another carry. Advantage coming the way of Glasgow Hawks, and it's Emery again, out to the captain, Leckie. He's tackled in the midfield by Fraser Wilson, but back for the penalty they will come. That's 33 minutes gone in this second half. It remains Glasgow Hawks 15, Hawick 36. So it'll be Cairncross. Accuracy has been his middle name. this afternoon, and once again he finds his man. Brilliant afternoon's work for the hooker in what will be a losing cause, but they're rumbling this forward and he's in and about it again, but Hawick have managed to sack that one, albeit it comes back on the Hawks side. So it's Emery out to Burrows. Burrows has a crack himself and he's lost the ball there, the replacement scrum half, and great Hawick defence there, you have to say. Still desperate, even though the game for all the world looks to be in the bag. They've only breached the Hawick line twice this afternoon. Close range tries from Paul Cairncross, who once again throws it in and once again finds his man, and once again the Hawks forward set up and taking it forward now. Yes, they've made 5 or 6 metres here. Marcus Goodwin towards the tail of that, but no. Yeah, they've got bodies in front of the ball and they've conceded the penalty, and it just about sums things up. They've huffed and they've puffed and they've tried, but there just does look to be a wee bit of a gulf between these two teams, and the table doesn't lie. We're not done here as Emery feeds this one, and again the Hawick nudge comes on, and it comes on with a bit of pace this time. Will the penalty be awarded? No. Knock on at the base, and that indeed is time. Hawick, efficient, professional, dominant, and at the top of the table. It's finished here at Balgray. It's Glasgow Hawks 15, Hawick 36.
We know how tough it is to come and play Glasgow Hawks, especially here at Balgray, and to get the 5 points, absolutely delighted with that result.
Probably the most positive I've ever been, going in 21-8 down at half time. I felt like we played a lot of the rugby. To be fair to them, like, they got 2 kind of bounces to the ball, executed well, and that was probably a 14-point swing. But I felt like we played a lot of rugby in the first half. Disappointed probably not to come away with a few more points, but we were very upbeat going in terms of the rugby we played and the rugby we knew we could play second half. Probably just didn't execute that in the second half. A lot of penalties and a lot of errors just killed that momentum. We responded well. First 5 minutes we get a score, but then we just don't back that up.
It was a strange game first half. We didn't really get into the structures, didn't get much into shape, but we scored 3 tries and we were happy with that. I think our conversion rate was just about 90% in that first half. Andrew Mitchell probably did score a fourth, but it was chalked off. Just delighted with how accurate we were when we got into the 22, and like I say, it's a massive win.
There was a good buzz about the boys. I thought we played some good rugby, but it seems to be for us that 50-60 minute period. We go penalty, they kick to the corner, and we make it really difficult for ourselves. And you know, certainly their second half scores probably came from just a lot of territory. We just gifted them territory. I don't think they worked particularly hard for the scores, but we just gifted them territory and they didn't make any errors, and that's a difficult side to beat.
That was a big win for us. We now move on to next week against Mar, and we'll do the exact same. We'll come in Tuesday night and start preparing for that.
We've got good strength and depth, and we're going to need it to go top 4, and that's absolutely the aim and absolutely the feeling in the squad. Selkirk next week, we know we've got to go and get 4 or 5 points. We have to, if we have to keep the pressure on and the teams above us. But we're halfway through the season now, or halfway through for us, and we know we need to pick up and get some momentum to get top 4.
If I'm honest, I think it'll be a different game next week against Mar. I think it'll be very physical. We'll probably get into our shape and our forwards will have a lot more ball, but without beating about the bush, we've got a score to settle. They, if I'm honest, embarrassed us up there. We were second best in every facet of the game, so we'll have a big week this week and we'll look to right some wrongs.